Hello, Karen. How you doing? Okay, let me see what you got here. I've made the mistake of the last couple of weeks of trying to wait until I had something finished to post here, and I've not had the benefit of your feedback. We're taking, yeah, feedback's great. It always is. It's not just me too. It's your classmates, and I know that even if classmates make statements based on observations or whether they make recommendations or whatever the case is, it's always nice to have several sets of eyes on your work. So I think it's smart. I think it's smart to post early. I mean, um, I remember it's students posting as early as Tuesday to try to get a really great jump start on their submission for the following Sunday. So I'm all for it. You know me, I'll give critique all day long. I love it. So I say the earlier you post, the better. Okay, so let's get into your work. I think the mechanics of the logo is just spectacular. I really do. And for those of you who are watching, if you haven't seen this, I know David made a comment, but he missed the V and the A too. So we not only do we have Denver, we have the D and the C for Denver, Colorado, but we also have D for Denver, C for Colorado Springs, V for Vail, A for Aspen. So it's really just phenomenal. Um, okay, so over here we've got the. Let me just jump in here a little bit. Intersections, and that's basically a city of contradicting intersections, and I think that's basically um, what your whole concept is about, specifically in the development of the logo. And I think it's smart. I think it's really smart. The way that this has come together, I think it's just gorgeous. I do have a couple of recommendations, and I'm going to get into that in a second, mostly on color. Unity and design athletes coming together for a common purpose, venue locations, Colorado Springs, Aspen Vale, intersections of the past. And yeah, and that's just fantastic stuff. Opening ceremonies in Denver, ice rink events in Colorado Springs, ski events in Vale and Aspen. Denver is a city where these crossing paths. Excellent, excellent setup here. And then down here, you say, I'd like some feedback on the logo. I think it captures some key concepts and it looks like a sporting event being held in the U.S., but I'm concerned it may look like Sergeant Stripes. I don't see it. I don't see that. I disagree with that. Excuse me. I don't see the stars and stripes. The logo on the right uses a typeface with no modifications. The one on the left is modified to be more legible. And when you say modified, I believe that you're talking about increasing the kerning, the letter spacing, and I think it's definitely smart to do that. Increase that letter spacing, and the one on the left is, I think it's a much superior logo itself. You have a couple of issues right through here on the right hand side with these lines, these converging lines, and it creates this kind of weird shape right here. So definitely opening up the kerning, the letter spacing between letters there is a great idea. Okay, the colors red, white, and blue. I want to talk about that a little bit. I'm not real sure if those are your colors. In the very least, if you stay with this color scheme right here, I would definitely use that color blue as the background for your pictograms to draw some consistency and some cohesion in the program. Now let's move over here. Excuse me. The white version looks fantastic. I think I'm wondering though if that is the current type. I think it is. It's a little difficult to tell. Yeah, I think it is. It definitely is. Okay, so now we come over here, and I think this image right here really is interesting, and it really does a lot of things. And I think that we're going to talk about this image, and the reason I say that is because it was based on your comment. I would like some feedback where I'm going with the colors and the designs. This is very unfinished at this point. You can tell from the interior to Denver Airport above. Now, I think that this design right here, I think it's very interesting. I think actually it does talk about these contradicting intersections converging in urban sprawl. I think that's indicated right here. I see that more than a snowflake here. I really do, and it's just to me, I think, as an added bonus that it actually kind of does resemble a snowflake. So I'm really interested in this approach right here. I don't know what you mean by saying plant shapes. Actually, by saying Patagonia skiwear, I don't. I'm not real sure where we get that Patagonia skiwear offer. Um, and sampled from Patagonia Ski Wear offers fifth element design possibilities. A little confused on that statement right there. But at the least, I want to say this. This is good, and this will work. Now, any one of these patterns, I think this works, as I said, because it follows that contradicting intersections converging. I think that follows in line with the concept of the logo and the concept of your branding itself. So when we talk about this image right here, let me just zoom in here because I think this, sorry about that. I think this right here is a very, very interesting image. I really do. You got the tented roof of DIA covered with your graphics. And I think that right there, just the graphics right there, okay, you land in DIA, you walk in and you see these kind of tented ceiling at DIA covered with nothing but just the fifth element. It's really a great way to introduce the spectator, the visitors, to your fifth element, and kind of a way to slide into the fact that the host city is Denver and that the graphics have changed, assuming this identity that you've created. So I see strength here where you're saying you see a weakness. I'm seeing a strength. The one thing I find with you using this as your fifth element, I think that it's very interesting. And the one thing I would recommend is this, though. Okay, take these two colors right here and work them into your logo. So let's do this. I want to talk about these colors. Okay, it looks like it's that color and that color. And maybe we can work those right into your logo. So we have the blue there, the green here instead of the red, white, and blue. And then you could even say Denver within the blue and 2022 in the green. That way you're drawing a really solid connection between the logo itself and the use of your color palette for your fifth element items, patterns and signs, symbols. So that is, I think that's a really interesting way to go. And I'd like to see you consider that for a developmental avenue, as it were, moving from the placement to your graphics into the actual design development phase 3. Okay, so all right. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I hope my comments make sense. But I think we can really draw this all together by introducing the fifth element, the color palette, and tying it all into one cohesive package. Then start placing. And I do want to draw your attention over here, Karen. I did place this guy right here. And it's just kind of a one-stop shopping for your inspirational needs. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Wanted to do this. Right here. Messages right there. I'm sorry, announcements right here. Just go to your envelope and then just go to announcements right there. And you can see I've got these 4 links here for your inspiration, and I think it'll give you a great idea on how to start placing and really start developing that fifth element and working that fifth element, incorporating fifth element into the graphics package, and so you don't have to basically rely on just pasting your logo on different things. Okay, any questions at all, please let me know. Thanks, Karen.